Story time. So, I needed a dryer. So, I'm looking on Facebook Marketplace for dryers, electric dryers. Didn't find one. Kept on putting it off for some reason. I guess I had other stuff to do. So, one day, a relative called me and they like, yo, get a dryer. And I'm like, you right. So, he went to the store, found a dryer, $200. I'm like, yeah, that's good. I do that. So, bam. I go over there. I pay for it. Everything cool. He said, come back in 2 days because I'm going to be off tomorrow. I say, bet. I go over there. I'm about to get the dryer, right? Whole different person. He's not there. So I'm like, all right. It's cool. Yo, I'm here to pick up my dryer. For some reason, she tell me, oh, that door was supposed to be locked. How'd you get in here? All the machines in here is down. I can't even get into the system to see if you paid for a dryer or not. And I'm like, oh, that's hilarious. Because I can show you my receipt to prove that I paid for the dryer. But for some reason, not even some reason, I just get off work. I work night shift. I work 12 hours. I was tired. I got forced to go and do this dryer shit when I didn't feel like it. So, I walked out without getting my receipt. That's fine. I never even came up with a conversation. So, while I'm like ready to drop it because I'm tired, he raised hell. And he like, nah, that's not how this gonna work, yada, yada, yada. Bing, bang, boom. All of a sudden, she's apologizing. She like, okay, bam, here's what I can do for you. I can give you a free delivery. And when he comes back in, after we get this all fixed, I can set it up and all this, that, and the third. And I'm like, okay, cool. I leave. I get dropped back off. I go to sleep. I wake up the next morning. I call them. Yo, how long is it going to take for my delivery? What delivery? Oh, your assistant manager told me from the other location that everything in the system was down, so she couldn't get inside. So she promised me free delivery to make up for the inconvenience. So we transferred it to her for some reason. Even though, as we already established, you're the guy, I should be hearing everything from you. And she like, oh, I can't do that. Oh, I'm sorry. He override me because he's the district manager and I'm just the assistant manager. I made a promise that I couldn't keep, yada, yada, yada. So I'm like, all right. How much delivery? She said 50. I said, cool. Take your 50. Don't ever contact me again. We're never doing business again. And she said, I understand. So they drop off the dryer. I say, yo, put it on the pallet. The pallet that's next to the vent. Come over here. They put it on that pallet. You know what's not over there? A vent. You know what else not over there? A 220 line. Pallet. Vent. 220 line. Super easy to figure out where it's going to go, right? But it's like that was a one final fuck, right? So, of course, nothing's done. No promises that was made was kept. So, I'm about to show y'all how to do everything yourself. As always. So, bam. Here we have a GE dryer. Electric. Front loading. Here's the vent. Here's the 20 line. So, bam. When you get your dryer, it typically don't have nothing included with it. You have to get you a 220 line because they usually don't come with a 220 line. But I made them do that much, so that was on the house. After that, you got to go buy yourself some clamps. These clamps secure it on there and on there. The vent entry and the vent exit. After that, you need to actually get yourself the vent. Me, she said, hey, I think it's a good idea for you to get, I forgot what this is called, but like some kind of hybrid. But you have the aluminum one, and the aluminum one is cool, but it's noisy, and you can get holes in it and stuff like that. This, very firm, if you can hear that, it's very firm, it's very plastic-like. It's very hard for this to get punctured in any type of way for you to get leaks in your airflow. So, with that being said, as y'all know, I have 5 kids, and me and my wife, we have a lot of laundry to do. as always, we wash clothes every day. So, this dryer is imperative. So there is no, let me wait for somebody else to do it. Nah, this is why I'm an electrician. I'm about to show y'all exactly what y'all do. And just so y'all understand, here's the directions. Just in case you don't want to take my word for it. At any moment, y'all can pause the video. Y'all can read that for yourself if y'all feel too scared. And there's also a diagram. So, with that being said, you're going to have this cover. This cover is going to be on top of here. It's going to be a screw. This screw right here. You're going to take a Phillip and you're going to unscrew that. After that, you're going to read the directions. This is red, this is yellow, this is black. Now, the wire colors typically don't mean anything. They can come in any color. People just like, humans like colors. We just pick what we want. All that matters is what the description says. And the description says, this is your hot. This is your neutral. Sorry. And this is also your hot. And if you wonder what that green screw is, green always means ground. Now, that's one color that never changes. If you see green, green will mean every single time that that's your ground. Your ground means that this is the thing that protects you from life and death. Here's how electricity works. Electricity always wants to get from positive to negative. That's why lightning strikes from the ground, from the sky, and it rushes towards the ground. It's trying to hurry up and get to negative so it can discharge itself and spread. Electricity inside of machines is no different than electricity that comes out the clouds. It wants to try to get to a negative source as fast as possible. Now the thing is, humans, we're also negative. So, this positive charge, if this ground isn't here to draw that electricity towards it, it's going to use us as the ground. And it's going to surge through us instead. It is going to go through our body, travel down until it can get into the floor. That's why electricity is dangerous, because it's quick, it's instant, and it ain't really shit you can do about it. At least you can see water coming. You can't see electricity coming. So, my fault. I was itchy. So, I'm about to show y'all with these directions exactly what to do. You're gonna need this Phillips screw. If you're putting on your clamps, as you can see, that's a flathead. You're gonna also need a flat. My fault, is on this side. You're gonna also need a flathead so you can tighten that down. And that's pretty much all you're gonna need. Other than that, you just need like some HV gloves. That's high voltage gloves. I have some upstairs, but this isn't connected. This is not hot. I don't need to. I'll be fine. So, all right, my setup's done. So here's the thing: if you ever did electrical or went to college or did some apprenticeship, then you would know this is the easiest shit in the world. Why? Because you do this in every lab ever. This is basic. This is basically just setting up a doorbell. You take these and you put them on there. It's really that simple. All you have to do is just line up your gauges. Whoops, that fell out. Well, that's why I need two hands. That's why when I actually do it, I'll be pausing the video. But as you can see, it's these three. 1, 2, and 3. And these cords follow very specific paths. They're very straight, if you notice that. That's so you don't cross your wires. You're going to put them through that hole, and you're going to put them on there. Unscrew this, put that screw through the hole, and then screw it back down. Same thing with the ground, same thing with the other hot. Hot, neutral, hot. The ground, you don't have to worry about that. Nothing goes on the ground. After you do that, everything's fine. You just place the cover back on, you plug it in, and voila, it'll come on. Now I'll show you that in literally a second. Unscrew. Now it's time to put them in place. This is pretty not important, but this is just something I want to touch on real quick. Typically, when you get screws like this, they'll have this little border. This is to flatten down the wire. Now these are already flat, so you don't have to really worry about that. But typically the wire, you're squishing down the wire itself. So this is really just to, you know, make it flat and make it as flush as possible. But what I wanted to show you was at the end, these curve down ever so slightly. You see that? How it curves down? I want y'all to know that it goes like this. It goes this way, not this way. If you do that, sometimes you can put too much tension on it and it can snap. But I just want you to know it typically goes this way. You know, these little bendy sides, they go the long way, vertical, not horizontal. And there, that's on. You see how it's kind of like diagonal? It's because I put it the right way. So every time that it tried to spin out of place, it couldn't. You know, that's fine. Also, don't tighten these like extra stupid, crazy hard. For one, you'll probably end up stripping the screw. So if you ever got a faulty wire, you can't take it apart. Secondly, it doesn't need to be extremely tight because you could end up damaging this and it could, like, you know, burn itself out and snap and all that over the long run. And then thirdly, you don't want to do it too tight because, what was I about to say? I forgot what I was about to say. It's not that important though. But yeah, you don't have to do this like crazy tight. It's fine just like this. You can leave it. Just the second that it gives resistance, you can stop. Ain't she so sexy? Downstairs in the basement with nothing on her feet. At least she pretty though. Anyway, this is how it looks, nice and flush. Now, I didn't tell y'all before, but this ground has a gold plate. Like that's just the color. It's not actually like gold element, but it's the hole. Then it's the hole in the plate. Then it's the hole in the wire. You're putting your wire in between the hole in the plate and the hole in the ground. So it just slides right in the middle, and then you screw all three together. That's gonna connect it, and that's gonna disperse it. That's very important. Now that this is all together, give it a little pull. You can be rough, it's fine. Now, well, I got a lot of stuff on here, so I'm not about to I'm not about to plug it in yet because I gotta get all this stuff off. But let me clear this off, get it stood up, and then yeah. All right, everything's off except the screwdriver that I need. You take this, shove it back in there. Put that up a little bit. As you can see, you don't got to put it all the way in. That's fine. The hole lines up. Take my screw back in the hole and then screw that in. Alright, now I'm about to leave this down so I can put the clamps on. Let me show you what that look like. I know it's long, but you know, I didn't know how long it was going to be before I got it put in. So I just went to the dude, said cut like 4 inches. Alright, but that part on to the vent. This part on to the end. Now, just time to stand it up, plug it in. Alright, it's stood up. Nothing messed up over here. Now, line it up, plug it in. Now to figure out the settings and see how I can get it to start doing stuff. Alright. Alright, I don't know if y'all can hear it, but I moved this over. Hear that? And just like that, my dryer works. Alright, once again, I done showed you something that you probably needed to know. So congratulations. Alright, like, subscribe, follow, whatever, all of that stuff. Alright, peace.